Hello and welcome everyone, I am Madals and this is another StarCraft 2 England cast. Now today guys, I have got a PvZ. It is a best of one and it is between MVPTAiLS, the orange Protoss player in the lower right, who's up against FrenzY, the red Zerg in the top left. The map is Antigua Shipyard. It is force crossed only, I do believe, as FrenzY is asking, and there's a supply depot down, so unfortunately tells you can't go for 3 pylons and a lot of cannons walling your Zerg buddy in. And well, this begin and even Tails there, just being like really nice, like you're at like the 11 o'clock position, like that's where you are. I know, but I'm just making sure you know that's where you are, which is always fun. Anyway, Tails is going there for the wall off, and again, this is one of 2 locations you can go for the wall off on this map. It's the least favourite map in the map pool I can think of for actually going for a fast expansion on, because this area is so big and it's really difficult to wall off, and if you use the Nexus as part of the wall off here, you require 2 cannons to defend it all, and I just hit the wrong button like a noob, but that is fine. Anyway, so far FrenzY should be going for either a 14 or 15 pool. That is the safest thing one can do in this situation. He should then get a quickest expansion and take his third at roughly 45 minutes. Now the third base on Antigua is really easy for Zerg to hold, because really from their point of view, it's not much harder defending this position and defending this position, or rather over like here, because you just move your army down a bit, and it's all fairly good. I would like to see a queen out specifically for spreading creep though, because that would be really important for joining these bases up. Anyway, the forge is the first thing down. That's a wise move, because you can't go Nexus first on this map. It just won't work. You will die. Tails, other than that, is doing everything fairly standard. This probe coming up to get some scouting information. We'll probably try and delay the natural base, may even go to the third. The only downside to this third base is, of course, pylon can be hidden in the corner here, so always check for that, because you could get unwanted warpins and or cannons, which are always bad. A pylon coming down here actually to try and block the expansion, that is going to be really quite annoying, and we'll delay it at least until Zerglings come out. I'll be interested to see whether Tails does cancel it and get the minerals, or whether instead just keeps it and cancel is the option. So that was 25 minerals to delay this base quite a lot, and FrenzY does get a lucky little win in there. Meanwhile, it was forged a Nexus. We should see some more units, base units coming down here, so a gateway soon, I would imagine. Meanwhile, FrenzY has got not much to worry about for about the next minute, and within that time he really wants to be thinking about getting his third base up. I get 2 Zerglings in this situation just because the probe is still wandering around, and I personally would be thinking, what is that probe going to do? Probably something that is going to give me a headache. Now, obviously the 2 Zerglings cost 1 lava, 50 minerals, and just means you don't have to worry too much. Anyway, we've got the photon cannon coming down, the gateway coming down, the Nexus is half done. The third base should be in the peripheral mind now. FrenzY thinking, I need to get that soon, I need to get that soon. I'm sending a drone to go and get it, which is exactly the right thing. 4 Zerglings being dropped out now. Again, this is why I prefer getting the 2 Zerglings earlier, because you don't need 4. You need 2 just to scout out to find out what's going on, because if you don't see anything, the additional 2 Zerglings are useless. To be fair, if you don't find anything, the first 2 Zerglings are useless, so it's better making half the commitment to it. You can always get the 2 later should you require it. 4 Zerglings now moving down. We do have some more drones, the natural base is up, the second queen about to finish. Need to see the third, probably 4th queen as well soon for the creep spread. That is what I'd like. I think that is just a great thing to do. Anyway, we do have the cybernetics core up now to gas, no 3rd or 4th gas. Meanwhile, for FrenzY, no gas at all. That's to be expected. He will probably start taking his gas at around 40 to 50 supply, when I would most likely expect him to take between 2 and 4. 4 is if he's going more tech heavy, wants to get a layer up quickly, going for infestors relatively soon, which is a good move against Protoss. I like infestors. Zergling infestor is really strong. It's one of my favourite builds, especially with the double evo chamber, and that means that you need a lot of gas. But alternatively, obviously, Roach Zergling is a possibility. It depends really what Tails is doing. I'd predict a 2 base play out of him, only because of the fact that this third base is awkward to take for Protoss. It's, well, got the rocks at the back there, it's got an entrance here, you've got a lot of area to defend, force fields aren't that effective. So, to be honest, 2 base play is what I predict, which is why, if I was FrenzY, I'd want to get my Roach War out, because the very likely thing is anything from Immortal Sentry to a 5 to 8 gate push to, well, Stargate play, but Stargate's probably on the cards. We've got the 2 additional gateways on their way down now. That'll take us up to a grand total of 3, which is good off of 2 bases. Could get a 4th one, the delayed 4-gate push, which again is just irritating and can be difficult to defend. Here comes down the Roach Warren. What I'd also like to see from FrenzY is an evolution chamber. You get the Roach Warren Evo together, that's where you're defended from all the early game plays. Now, coming down now is a Twilight Council, so that is most likely going to be used for Blink, in which case we would like to see an Observer just to give vision of this high ground and allowing the Blink Stalkers to really be used effectively. So that should be come down soon. Meanwhile, what else have we got coming? Well, 3 Zealots and a Probe, and well, that Probe is going to get a pylon on the high ground. The Zealots are going to be quite awkward. The Roaches are coming down, but aside from those Roaches that are in production now, there's very little here. A Warpin of Stalkers will easily deal with those Roaches and the Zealots, so this is actually a bit of a danger spot right now for FrenzY. He needs to be very, very well played. He's got those Roaches going across. The Queen should go and be helping them if they are going to engage. Just microing those Roaches, preventing the Zealots from being able to engage them very effectively at all. A Warpin of more Zealots at the moment. Again, with the Roaches coming in, those Zealots should get cleaned up very easily indeed. And TAiLS will then have a slight bit of problem. He is getting down Blink as well as +2 ground weapons. So that is all fine right now. And, well, I'm just taking a look at this. The Zealots are actually doing more damage than I'd like to see them be able to do. The Roaches should be engaging. Where are the rest of the Roaches? They are coming across, but for the moment, TAiLS actually doing a really good job here. He's dealing a lot of damage with this push. He's forcing a lot of Roaches. In terms of the worker count, 48 to 42 now. How many did he actually manage to kill? Only 2, so he has just delayed the workers quite significantly. TAiLS now 8 workers ahead is a good spot to be in. Blink is on its way. Of course, that pylon will go down now, but still just so many Roaches being forced. This is really, really nice to play. And, well, that Overlord sees everything, sees that there is a grand total of, what is that now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no, 6 gate, Robo, 7, 8, no, wow, there's more. There are, let's work this out. There's a grand total of 1, 2, there is a grand total of 8 gateways. That is a quick way of counting that. 8 gateways with Blink Stalkers and the Robo. This is going to be a big push. This is really an all-in. You can't afford to expand behind this as well. The Stalker numbers already starting to build up now. FrenzY, to deal with this, needs to get out a lot of Roaches and Circlings, basically. He is getting Lair out. The only thing that could possibly save him right now would be Infestors as well. Obviously, the Fun Growth would help him lock down those Stalkers. He needs to be looking for things like this Pylon, though. And I really think this is something that a lot of Zerg players can learn about, which is get just one Speedling running around the map constantly looking for pylons and stuff, because it makes your life so much easier if they don't get down. Meanwhile, this is a lot of Roaches coming out. The +1 missile attack. Of course, he's already +1 Stalkers. They're about to be +2 ground weapon Stalkers. Blink is finished, and Blink micro should be pretty good as well. Doesn't want to give away he's got Blink too soon, though. Blink now has been revealed, and of course, these Roaches are getting absolutely torn apart. Roach speed is on its way. A good forward Blink getting even more units. In terms of the loss tab right now, FrenzY is coming out just under double the resources lost compared to his opponent. More Stalkers warping in. Just 2 sentries. Those sentries will be useful for just blocking off the ramp and things like that. So what I imagine is this force will just move up, the ramp will get blocked up, and then the Roaches will be like, lol, you ain't doing anything up here, bro. And that is going to be very, very irritating. The sentries do need to be careful, though. The force would need to go down soon. There we go. So doesn't quite split the army in half, but nearly. A good forward Blink comes down. All of these Roaches absolutely getting decimated, and TAiLS is still just warping in more units behind this. Lots of Roaches are being panic built, but just too much damage is being done right now. Some good Blinks. All the drones have been pulled, which is never a good sign. Well, to be honest, I don't see any way this could work out. Another forward pylon coming down, and there is the GG from FrenzY. So guys, I am Madals. This was an SC2 England cast. If you enjoyed, please subscribe, because I get new top level games up every single day of the week. Leave a cool comment about the game, the players, or the casting, and like the video please as well. And if you could follow me on Twitter and tell anyone who likes StarCraft about my channel, that would be awesome. On that note, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you again tomorrow for another game. Bye for now.